Welcome to Jordan and Riley's wedding reception. I was told I need to keep this speech short because it's been dragging on for a while. So good night, everyone. Drive safe. I'm just joking. They actually told me to make it as long as possible, so you better be ready. I'm going to start out tonight by asking you to look around at all the men in the room. Look at your table, look at other tables, go ahead and look at Jordan. You're going to see a lot of extraordinary men in here. Some first responders, some military servicemen, maybe some doctors or nurses. But I just want you to know that out of all the men in the room, I'm the best man. My name is Aaron Raffaelli. I'm Jordan's cousin, and I'm the best man in this wedding. Before we really get going, I need to give a few huge thank yous. First to Riley's grandparents for having such a beautiful cottage for the ceremony and putting so much work into it. Absolutely beautiful. I'd also like to shout out Riley's parents for turning their house into a mini Costco, and Riley and Jordan's parents for putting so much legwork into making the ceremony and this reception happen. And of course, thanks to the many other friends and family members who had a huge part in planning and setting everything up. It really takes a village to make a wedding this awesome happen, so let's give everyone a huge round of applause. Anyone who wasn't at the ceremony, I recommend finding someone who took a video of it. I'm sure it's going to be on Facebook before the end of the night. While the bride and groom were up at the altar, the officiant, Lapisa, gave a beautiful wedding address. And the bride and groom wrote their own vows that were absolutely moving, especially Riley. It was really crazy. I dare you to watch a video of it and try not to cry. Growing up with Jordan has been like having a front row seat to someone who really had it all figured out. All through life, he's been the most athletic person I knew. He always got exceptional grades. He never ate anything except for peanut butter jelly. He always cracked good jokes. What? Liver? We'll say that. He always cracked good jokes. He always made good friends. Well, actually, I wrote that before I met a couple of his friends. So. No, I'm just joking. They're really cool. And as a matter of fact, one of his friends, Alex, it was his 21st birthday yesterday. So don't forget to wish him happy birthday, Alex. Anyway, Jordan generally stayed out of trouble. He's the type of person that you knew was going to absolutely crush your life. And it's really crazy because they say you should never meet your heroes, but Jordan met me a little after birth. Something Jordan's really good at is knowing directions. Saying that out loud, it kind of sounds like I'm grasping at straws for something, but I promise he's really exceptional at it. And it doesn't matter, it could be driving, hiking, camping, skiing, walking around frozen foods department. Jordan always knows exactly where he's at and where he needs to go. It's sort of like walking around with Siri, but Siri just keeps making fun of you the whole time, so you have no idea what's happening. And you can try arguing with him, going in a different direction, stopping to tie your shoes, but Jordan's just going to keep chugging along to the destination and hopefully you meet him there. Something I've learned after following Jordan around my whole life is that you just got to be careful sometimes. You may be on a beautiful ski trip in the Colorado Rocky Mountains, following him a little bit too closely, and he decides to go in between two little Jordan-sized trees. And they're not Aaron-sized trees. And trees really hurt when you run into them. That's something else I learned. But having this inherent sense of direction is very crucial. I'm not only talking about when you need to find a liquor store in the middle of a big city. I'm talking about navigating the path of life. Having a strong internal compass helps guide you on which crossroads you need to turn at, which paths you should avoid, and where you should stop and watch the sunset. And funny enough, it was around the time I was following Jordan right into the side of a tree on that beautiful Colorado ski trip that I realized he was starting to change paths a little bit. Unfortunately for my health, it wasn't towards more open snow, but it was a path that guided me closer to another traveler along life's journey. A little after I lost my flight with that tree, I was sitting in a hotel room, swollen knee, ice pack in hand, and I saw Jordan just sitting there smiling at his phone. I thought he found a brand new peanut butter jelly recipe. said he was talking to Riley, and he wouldn't shut up about how happy he was to be talking to her, and how much he couldn't wait to go home and visit her. And that made me pause for a bit, and eventually I told him, Jorden, you have absolutely nothing to smile at. I'm sitting here, my kneecap's looking like a softball, and honestly, I think I need to go see a doctor. But Jorden convinced me to go back out on that path, and it didn't matter that I couldn't bend my knee. I should go on that trail and try snowboarding again. So reluctantly, as always, I followed. And almost miraculously, I started being able to bend my knee again. The swelling went down, and it all worked out. And thankfully, Jorden went home and continued his path towards Riley. And luckily, Riley was walking towards him too. And that brings us tonight. Tonight we see a very beautiful woman sitting next to a handsome young man. Now, as sharply as this young man is dressed, it's tough to overlook the fact that a man dresses similarly when he gets married as he does when he attends someone's funeral. And that's because a man's wedding might as well be his funeral. That said, the old path, as constructive and fun-filled as it may have been, was littered with obstacles. And it's true for any man before he gets married. Obstacles like selfishness, greed, lust, self-serving habits, late-night Xbox runs. But this path is now closed. It's dead. He reached a destination. And that destination is the trailhead of this new journey that Jorden and Riley are embarking on tonight. And what an upgrade it is. Jorden gained a fellow traveler who's actually willing to laugh at his horrible jokes. Hopefully feed him some vegetables once in a while. And make sure his compass always points towards home. It's now time for Jorden and Riley to hold hands and start bringing along all the lessons, traditions, fellowship, and joy that they've each gained along their own individual journeys, and carrying them along as they blaze a new trail together. Their paths will have peaks and valleys, sunshine and rain, and maybe even a couple of ill-placed trees. But with a blank map in hand and the rest of their lives to fill it, there's no limit to what they may discover. So let's raise a glass to their new journey with God by their side, remembering their past, and wishing them luck as they embark on their new adventure. Hear, hear.
All right. Nicely done.